Where we are at the moment is our workshop in Lisbon, and this is where a lot of the making is going on. And this morning we've just had a rehearsal with one of our main images in the parade, which is the 15-foot high 8-year-old boy. The purpose of the 8-year-old boy is basically seeing the wild hunt through his eyes. So basically the 8-year-old boy in this story is a boy explorer, and it's his dream. So the wild hunt is how he would see a wild hunt through his eyes. And his focus is basically chasing after a Kafka-Chagall butterfly. And the reason that it's Kafka-Chagall is that anything that's really beautiful always has an edge to it. And so in attempting to catch the butterfly, he never catches her. And she's also quite wily and quite wise, and she's very tantalising. And within that, he's like surrounded by minotaurs, he's surrounded by wolves, he's surrounded by music, and he's still focused on the freaking butterfly. Do you know what I mean? So the purpose behind that is basically that he's attaining something that he's not going to get. And in that as well, he's got the imagination. Basically the whole purpose behind him is as a child's eye view. And the ethos and the philosophy behind that is that imagination and poetry is so important. And that, I suppose, I feel that we're in a national depression at the moment in the country, and we've a leadership crisis. And so rather than kind of take a very kind of literal interpretation of that, you take an abstract interpretation of that and you go, well, what's important? What do we need? What's the essence of our lives, and what holds us together? And basically imagination, poetry, abstract thinking, forward thinking, risk taking, they're all that we need in a cultural infrastructure. And this is what that boy represents. What's he going to look like on Sunday? He's going to have an aviator's hat on him, and he's going to have kind of brown hair, and he's going to have blue eyes, and he's going to look like he's slightly sun-kissed, because all explorers are. And he's going to be in his wee summer shorts and calico shirt with braces. Even though we live in Ireland, no matter what, I still think you've got to kind of get that sense of summer love and summer feeling out. So when it's a grey day, there's nothing better to look at than a wee boy in his Sunday best, walking down the street, giving it large. So he's going to really try and encompass that kind of ageless boy, very much an explorer. Like, I'd imagine that in his room he'd have like boats and rockets and aeroplanes that he's made himself. He would have like Roald Dahl. He'd definitely have sketches by William Blake. He'd have like goofy drawings that would be similar to Picasso's drawings, in the sense of there's a freedom to how you work and a freedom to how you draw. There'd also be Mervyn Peake's Letters from a Lost Uncle, which is about an explorer. Yeah, I think that he'd probably have Tom Waits on vinyl, even though he's only 8, that his dad might have given him or something that he doesn't really want to listen to, but that as he gets older he will. He's been basically 18 months in the making. He started off as a miniature rag and bone boy, and he was made out of sticks and found leather and little bits of hessian. Then he'd go up to a middle-sized boy, which is out of fiberglass and foam, and now he's grown up into a 15-foot high 8-year-old boy, and he's made of rattan, willow, steel, calico, foam and wood. So, and I don't know what we're going to call him, because he's a new poet and explorer, and as yet, if we get a name on Sunday, great. If not, he's still Boy Explorer. So I don't know, we'll have to see. Don't want to christen him, do you know what I mean? Because don't do christenings. So basically he's just going to have to find his own name, and if he finds it, Brillo pad, but if he doesn't, maybe the wild hunt, he's on the search for it.